What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Betty. I make a variety of lifestyle, travel and chit-chatty videos. Today I am going to be running you through 4 studio apartments that I viewed when flat hunting in London. All the properties in this video were found on Rightmove. I highly recommend that app for finding flats in London. Some other good sites are Zoopla, Spare Room, and on Facebook as well. Check out some Facebook pages. If you're a girl, check out Girls Who Rent. And I think there's just some other general groups as well for like males and females. If I sound out of breath, it's because I'm ill and I genuinely am out of breath. I've just noticed I was like struggling to speak now. Anyways, let's get into the video. If you want to see which flat I took, be sure to stick through to the end of the video. The first apartment is probably my favorite. It was a lot bigger than all the other studios that I viewed and low-key felt like a 1-bedroom unit. Clearly it was very modern. I think it was being used as an Airbnb because everything was just tip-top shape. The living/bedroom area came with a TV, dining set, brand new bed and couch. It had a large kitchen area with modern amenities, microwave, toaster, and a large, tall fridge, which is surprisingly hard to come by in this country, I kid you not. At this point in time, there was not a washing machine, but if I recall correctly, they were going to be installing a washing machine, which they were going to take off the total advertised rent of the property. The bathroom was in a completely different area down some steps, which honestly was one of the selling points because nobody wants a bathroom right near where they're eating and sleeping. Fairly large shower, storage cabinet, toilet for a studio was honestly such a good value. Wasn't a fan of the black, but honestly you can't be too fussy when you're flat hunting in London. It was priced at £1,300 excluding bills, so if you factor in Wi-Fi, utilities, council tax, yeah, it would be getting up there. The apartment was in North London area, zone 2. It was really close to a lot of cafes, restaurants, a 7-minute walk from a tube station, overground, and a big shopping mall. Honestly, it was in a really great area. Just down the stairs from the apartment was some really nice fine dining restaurants, like coffee shops, and it was off of a main road as well. Overall, a really gorgeous flat, and I was pleasantly surprised. Apartment number 2 was also in North London. The lighting in this footage does appear a bit dark, and that's because the tenants request for the power to be completely cut off once they move out. The living area was quite small. It was carpeted. It came with a storage wardrobe/cupboard. The bed frame. It did have some large, almost floor-to-ceiling windows so that you can enjoy the lack of sunshine and the grey and darkness of London winter. I'm obviously joking, but during the spring and summer, I'd imagine it would really illuminate the whole room and bring it alive. The bathroom was small and quaint, had a bathtub/shower combo situation, a small removable storage rack, a mirror too high for me to see myself, and a toilet. Again, I apologize for the lighting, but that is just how it is here. What I liked about this property was that the kitchen was in a completely separate area to the living area and the bathroom, which I think if you're going to be in a studio in a small space, like anything that can help distinguish the space is just so important. It makes you feel like you're living in less of a shoebox. And the kitchen did have a door. I know, revolutionary, a door. But yeah, again, I just think it's so important to have those features which make you feel like you're living in somewhere a bit bigger. The kitchen itself had a miniature fridge, which is just standard for London. You don't get a lot of like big fridges. Oven, a stovetop, lots of storage cupboards, and quite functional, to be fair. The washing machine for this property was outside the flat in a communal area managed by the letting agency, which I'm personally not a fan of. The total price for this property was £1,200 excluding bills, which, to be honest, when I compare it to the first property, it just £100 less for what you're getting. The math was not mathing, it didn't work. And then on top of that, you have your council tax, your utilities, your Wi-Fi, Location wise, this property was in a really nice area, about 10 to 15 minutes walk from a main strip with lots of cinemas, restaurants, cafes, grocery stores. There was a bus stop, right outside the property, and a national rail as well. The tube station was a bit further. It was about a 20-25 minute walk, but you could always just catch the bus or the national rail to the tube station. The next apartment was in northwest London. A lot of the flats that I viewed were in North London because I do like the area. As far as the flat itself, it was everything that I wanted, but the location killed it for me. Honestly, like I walked out of the station and there were people screaming, being boisterous, being wild, and I was like, oh hell no. So in that sense, I couldn't take it just because of that. But yeah, otherwise the flat itself was honestly so freaking perfect. This was a ground floor flat. I love the size of the main living area in this flat. It was a really large space, bright because of the large windows. We love windows. It came with a sofa bed, which I just think makes the space so multifunctional, and that's what I would always go for if I were to go into a studio. I personally love timber floors as well. There were built-in storage cupboards, which would be perfect for clothes, and you wouldn't necessarily have to source any external storage units. It was honestly like so much space. It was amazing, and it just fit like so seamlessly into the rest of the flat. So aesthetic wise, it would just be perfect. The bathroom was very modern. It even had a heated towel rack, really good lighting and mirror. Unfortunately, I didn't get too much footage of the kitchen, but you can see it was in the main living area, and honestly it was large enough so it didn't feel too cramped. It had an oven and washing machine, which were essential requirements to be included in the flat. A microwave, again the miniature fridge, which is not ideal but the standard here, at this budget anyways. The toilet and the bathroom were separate from each other, which I think is great. The bathroom with the shower was near the living space and the toilet was in a separate area out near the entryway, as you can see, and it was actually a decent size for like a wash closet. The flat was a 10-minute walk to the nearest overground, 15 to the nearest tube station. It was just off of a main road as well, so lots of restaurants. I didn't see too many grocery stores nearby, but like lots of cafes, bars, barbers, hairdressers and salons. There was a bus stop right outside and it was priced at £1,300, not including bills, and it was council tax D. And I think it was zone 2. The last flat was the best price for the location and what you got for the flat. It was £1,000 excluding bills. It had a small living area that was shared with the kitchen. It came with an oven, stovetop, ample storage cupboards and washing machine. I love the natural light filtering through to the kitchen. The bathroom was a decent size. It had a shower/tub combo, a mirror/storage combo. Not too much light, but functional. The property also came with cupboards and a mini fridge/freezer. Interestingly, if requested, the real estate agent said that the bed could be replaced with a sofa bed. One thing about London is if the flat comes furnished, it seems as though you can request certain furnishings in the flat, which in Australia, they're like, take it or leave it. Like it comes furnished as it is. You can't just request certain items to be put in and taken out. But I've just seen a few places and I've had a few viewings where they're like, you can ask for like certain items to be brought into the property. I don't know like whether they like have to do it or what like the conditions are around it, but they seem like they're open to it, which I don't know, like I didn't think that you could do that at all. Like it just seems like it'd be more of an expense to the landlords. I really did like this flat, but in hindsight I do think that it would have just felt too cramped once I moved in all my clothes and put a desk in. The flat was in a great location, very close to the tube, overground, restaurants, cafes and cinemas. Something really important about this flat, which also seems to be a thing in London and a feature of this particular property, was that the utilities, like your electricity, was via a top-up key method where it sort of functions like a prepaid SIM card situation where you put a certain amount of money on your key or your card, and once you run out of money, you basically have no power. And I was like, what? What do you mean? Like, why is that even a thing? And yeah, you basically have to go to an off license, which is like a convenience store, and put more money on it to get your electricity to turn on again, which I don't know, maybe I'm completely oblivious, but I don't know that was a thing at all till I came here, and I do not like the sound of that at all. Can you imagine like just boiling your pasta on the stove and then your power goes out, and then you've got like not al dente pasta, you'd have like raw pasta, and then you have to go off to the shops, and then imagine if it's like a public holiday or something and the shops are closed, like you have no power. No, thank you. So definitely check up on that, because I did notice there was a candle like on the stovetop. I was like, why is this person just got like this candle burning? But it's probably because, yeah, when the power goes out, the power goes out. The other thing is, the boiler in this property was in the kitchen, which a colleague of mine was telling me sometimes it can be really loud and noisy, but usually it only turns on when you're having a shower, I believe. But then I don't know if that functions like the same way for like the general like heating of the place as well. So in the winter, like I wonder if it would be really loud. So also an important thing to consider if you're moving to London and flat hunting into London from a hot country, you don't understand all these functions. So after all of that, I did decide to stay in my current flat, because my current place, I've just got a very, very good deal, and if I do move out, it will be to move into a 2-bedroom shared space, because I decided that the price that you would pay for a studio and the space that you get is not worth it to me. I would rather have a larger space that I share with someone else. I could deal with sharing with someone else, one other person, as opposed to being in a smaller space and paying a higher amount of rent. So that is what I decided to do. I hope this video was insightful and gave you a good gauge of what flat hunting is like in London. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one.